Well, sadly, Dune Awakening's open beta has finally and unfortunately come to an end. I know it's a little bit sad, but how did the beta actually go? Was it good, bad, or was it just bloody ugly? Look no further to Reddit, calling Dune Awakening open beta a complete disaster, highlighting a legendary weakness showcased live to everyone on the global LAN party, with a precision-pointed knife displaying the stun block weakness or overpowered strategy. This monstrosity of a display was showcased and probably got the most ground and coverage, and has been speculated and commented on, dooming Dune Awakening just from this small gleam of insight. On the other side, we find others who found new meaning to life as they explored the beautiful wasteland of Dune and feeding the offspring of Shah-Halud, which brought laughter and devastation. But ultimately, every grain of sand was enjoyed. Let's dive into the highlights, the lows, and explore Dune's open beta from its performance, general reception, some funny clip highlights, just a bit of an all-rounder. You could argue this is very subjective, so let me know in the comments what you thought. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What would you change? What would you add? And keep in mind, we only got a little tiny fraction of this game, but interested to hear your thoughts. Let's dive in. So let's start with the controversy. Dune Awakening's global LAN party. Now what's funny is that when it very first started, they showed a massive bug of the character as it tries to ride on the bike. Its arms are all bent and it just looks hilarious. So every time I watch that, it cracks me up. But as you can see, the sand bikes come out and the character's arms are all twisted. Now, it is worth noting, this is a really old build. We don't know how old, but we know that the creators were using this build a month or two ago when they got access to the preview. So expect everything and anything to change. But where things really got spicy, pretty much the very first PvP insight into Dune Awakening. Now, it's kind of bonkers to me that they decided to go with this method, getting a bunch of streamers that have little to no experience of the game and then throw them into Hager Basin and get them to PvP, which to me showcases a very skeleton experience as they have barely accessed any of the abilities, weapons. You're pretty much just locked in with a few basic assortments. So instantly, I don't think it's a good picture of what it could be, but we have to wait and see to really gain insight. But hopefully we'll get more. But as the PvP showcase continues, we see some of the streamers discovering and exploiting a stun lock mechanic whereby the player can continually just spam attack, and if the other player is out of stamina, they cannot be released from this continued assault, ultimately always leading to the player's death. But a vast majority of people saw this, voicing their concerns, and rightfully so. The streamers themselves were frustrated.
Press something! Stop the swinging at me, bro! What is this? So, it's the dagger meta. Wait, jump on the bike! Just something!
And the overall combat design of PvP looks horrendous from this showcase. Scrolling through Reddit, you can see the disaster people have doomed Dune Awakening already, purely based off this, what I would call a misstep of judgment, a lapse perhaps, as a vast majority of comments are saying clunky combat, at worst unplayable, and Funcom's global LAN party in many respects had the opposite effect for many, some even going to the extent of refunding their pre-orders. And what's really fascinating is that the developers mentioned that they are fully aware of this exploit, and they still allowed this build to go ahead and showcase it, which to me does highlight a lot of confidence in what the combat will be in the finished product. As they mentioned, they've eliminated or alleviated this potential exploit by reworking a lot of the melee, stamina, and how combat is generally. So some good and bad things we can take away from this. One, it has turned a lot of people off. Two, it shows a lot of confidence in their product as they willingly showcase this live, being fully aware of this exploit and having fixed it, but it does raise a lot of questions. But let me know what you think in the comments. Dune Awakening PvP going to be any good? Did you get to do any PvP? What was it like? Now, as damaging as this is, what really was the impact? How did Dune Awakening's open beta perform? According to Steam, peaking on Saturday with 37,889 concurrent players, having a very good Sunday at roughly the same figure. So 2 huge big days, then a massive drop off on Monday, obviously, as everyone goes to work. Now, when it comes to Twitch, it did peak at over 221,000 viewers. So that's pretty big. That's a good number. Then it epically crashed on the Monday, but kind of what you would expect. Dune Awakening still in the top 5 for most wishlist games. and nearly in the top 20 for top bestsellers right now, with over 190,000 people following this game. So looking at these stats, it doesn't look like it was received all that bad. In fact, it had a great viewership from Twitch, a lot of people showing interest. On top of this, Funcom have released some of their own stats. One of the best ones is over 100,000 people got swallowed by Shai-Hulud. Over 200,000 vehicles crafted, nearly 900 million scavengers killed. That is insanity. One of the interesting ones to me is the Plantologist. 56,000 people made it to the Plantologist. So that sort of highlights to me that we're probably looking at anywhere between 50 to 80,000 people or unique players, because the Plantologist is very early on in the game. So pure speculation, maybe they were aiming for 100,000 keys to be given out, but lots of interesting and fascinating data from here. Only 4,000 players experienced the spice hallucination, which makes sense, as that is a bit of a more trickier thing to do, I believe. You have to complete the 4th trial, and a lot of players, I don't think, even got to that. As you can see, roughly only 13,000 players made it to the 4th trial by the looks of it. And 10,000 players died to the storm. The storms are so brutal. And then 65,000 withered away in the sun. So it's very interesting stats from Funcom. Now, on the positive side, the main go-to is that all the metrics across SteamDB, pre-orders, purchases, and followers all kind of skyrocketed after the beta. And really that highlights that it was a huge success, despite what people think about PvP. Those voiced concerns are very valid. And you have to look no further, to forums, to Reddit, to online, to see that people absolutely enjoyed and loved Dune. I have a lot to say about it. I'll make another video on my experience, but from the good side, we can see that. But as you can see from the skeleton PvP, it didn't completely damage Dune Awakening. Definitely a lot of concern and issues around there. But what about what did players experience? Let's take a few clips that I've been able to gather. One of my favorite interactions, as by far the best part of Dune Awakening, is the social side of it. Make friends, venture out on adventures. It's going to be freaking wild. Yo, what's going on? You made it.
Scared the shit out of me.
You thought you were here all alone. I saw you.
Mate, when I came here was when I got into this zone, because I was like, yeah, obviously I need to go up there. I come up here and it says, oh, you need to come back later.
Oh no.
Right, so I go do the other trial and then I come straight here. I didn't read the fucking trial. I've been up here. This is my 3rd time now.
That's classic, man. Yeah, it does look very obvious though, doesn't it? I mean, when we have ornithopters, it'll be so much easier. Well,
get out of this sun. It's doing murder for Mr. Skin.
Yeah, you gotta get that FPS plus 40. Nah, that's right. Cool. Well, random fucking meeting someone up here out of all the places.
Yeah, I know, right? I didn't think it'd ever happen.
No. All right, man. I'll catch you later. I'm gonna try to jump off the edge, see if I can survive.
Oh, hey man, let's do it together. Yeah. There goes my hero. Your magic gun.
Oh shit! Do you have a belt? Oh yeah. Oh no.
That works really well.
Oh shit! You don't die. No, you just revive.
You've got the Imperial one on, don't you?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's.
Yes, it's not good enough.
It's definitely not. Which one are you running?
The basic. I got eaten by a worm while testing how aggressive they are, so I lost my Imperial one.
Oh no. Yeah, the ones that stop you from falling are great. Oh, the leap. Okay, that's what I need.
The leap is the same as the base one, but it also allows you to leap. I don't like. Why would you wear the normal one?
But let me know what you think about Dune Awakening's open beta. It had a lot of ups and downs, but overall, I think it was received much more on the positive side than the negative side. Good that we could see some weakness where things will improve, but most definitely, let me know what your favorite aspect was. A lot more content coming on Dune Awakening, so if you do get anything out of these, consider liking and subscribing. It goes a long way on the Dunes. Peace.